It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And up next is one of the best nicknames in football, Sauce Gardner. He's been one of the NFL's best ball hawks this season with 9 interceptions. It's the Jets and the Pats on Monday Night Prime Time.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Tonight, we culminate pivotal Week 14 with a great Monday night matchup between the New York Jets and the New England Patriots. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Patriots team entering play. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, they coming off their very first loss of the year, suffered a week ago.
Yeah, it will not be a perfect season, but I'm interested to see how they bounce back now that they know that chasing the 1972 Dolphins is out the window.
Of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by the number 1 overall pick back in 2020 from LSU. It's Joe Burrow.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Now Hall to start the drive. The numbers for him from a week ago: 25 carries, 123 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, we know they clinched a playoff spot, but there's plenty of football left to play. And I'm a proponent of continuing to do what you've done throughout the season, especially with teams that are heavy run teams. Because if you throttle back too early, you lose the rhythm with the run game, not just with the runner, but with the offensive line as well.
Now a throw complete to his fullback out of the backfield. The Jets at 11-1 now on the year. And Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. But Charles, as we've covered, they've already clinched their spot in the postseason, so now they just want to avoid adding any additional names to this list before the postseason begins.
Here we go. Terrific observation, because trying to move up a spot, I don't know if it's worth it if you're trying to play guys who aren't quite right. Get them healthy, get ready for the playoffs, make your move then.
No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Burrow looking to pass. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
That's caught over the middle by Fant. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots 35. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Straight ahead is Hall. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Big Christian Barmore was there on the tackle. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Hall again on 2nd down. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there was a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
On 1, ready?
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They'll go again with Hall. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3.
On 2.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. The 13th play now coming on this opening drive. Here's 3rd down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And it's caught. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down, and this has been a great opening drive.
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
After review of the play, ruling on the field stands.
So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass.
Here we go.
1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road.
11.
They'll run with Hall. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding it at the 2. No gain there. That's going to set up 2nd and goal. So stop from the 2. Now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action.
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
Burrow bats it forward. It's a Jet sweep. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jets will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. He's got it, and the Jets lead 7-0. That drive, a long one, spanning 15 plays. And it ends with a Jet touchdown. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So here come the Patriots to take over on offense. They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
Mac Jones absolutely believed in himself coming out of high school. Went to Alabama despite the fact there were many high-profile quarterbacks already on the roster and blossomed into a Heisman Trophy candidate in his final season with 41 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions. Steady, consistent as a passer, doesn't have the biggest cannon for an arm, but can stretch the field and lay those passes in on the deep ball.
Jones and the Pats now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll run with a former member of the Crimson Tide, Damian Harris. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the 2nd quarter from Foxborough. It's the homestanding Patriots with the football, as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Now Jones. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. And they'll have good field position here following the interception.
Here we go.
And a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10.
11 empty. 12. Turn the foot. Stop.
Give to Hall running right. And able to get this to the 24-yard line. They began the play at the 12. It's also a pickup of 12 for the 1st down. His first carry of their 2nd drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their 1st drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
53 yards on the ground for him so far. The last run got 6, now 2nd and full. Hall on to give up the middle. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. That will 1st and 10 at the 11. They'll toss it out right here to Hall. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down.
How about the job there on the outside? Shed the wide receiver and was able to make the tackle on the perimeter.
Gotta go.
Hall again. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Here we go.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd down and 12. Burrow will throw. This will be caught at about the 5. Touchdown, Jets. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Jets go up by 2 touchdowns. Carlson on for the PAT. And it's good to make it 14-0. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it's finished off by a New York Jets touchdown.
Daniel Carlson set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. So back onto the field come the Pats for their 2nd drive. Well, Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, 1st quarter, just their 2nd drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception, given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something, and pretty quickly here.
No doubt about it. And when we look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step up and make big plays right now. They need something positive to happen, and they need for it to happen now.
But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off.
His pass.
He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick six last week. Not a pick six here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
Breece Hall helped leading out this offense for another series. And it may just be the second quarter, but he's in his zone well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
And he's made the most of it to this point. Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss. Hall again on 2nd down. 5 yards will get them back to the original line of scrimmage, but now they're looking at 3rd and 10.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
On 3rd down, Burrow. Looking for Chase on the out route. He's got him. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
Now, that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out.
Let's face it, you always want a team full of guys who can get you first downs and big plays of all styles, but you've got to have a big man you can just turn and hand it to, and he can be dependable on picking up first downs.
Now Burrow on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Burrow. Left side here, that's the tight end Fant. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
Good strong throw and catch right there, and so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Gun. Cut.
Back to the ground with Hall. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
11, Thomas.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow looking for the out route. He's got it. Complete to Kittle. And the Jets are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. Now Hall. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down about the 2-yard line. One more time with Hall. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall with career touchdown number 91. He joins a group that includes Tony Dorsett and Isaac Bruce, among others. And the Jets will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Carlson now to add the extra point. And it is now 21-0. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run.
Daniel Carlson set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This is taken just shy of the 10. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. And he's off to a very poor start. 2 passes, 2 interceptions. They'll try and see if he can complete a few to the good guys here as he starts 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Caught on the right side by Jones. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds.
4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6.
To throw again on second down. Jones throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set.
A gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
A final shot before break. Jones. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. Next, we head off to check out another game. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Minnesota Vikings. Kenneth Walker, a strong game, 112 yards on the ground. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Houston Texans. Traylon Burks, a touchdown catch in the victory. On now to a look at the next-gen stats for the Jets in that first half. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, they did even less on the ground as they've struggled to get the run game going. Our two teams making their final preparations for the second half. And as they do, we send it back out to Foxborough, where we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Patriots trailing here, but they will have the football first as the third quarter is underway. And the half will begin with a touchback. The Patriot offense heading back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC.
A CD after this game, there will be 4 weeks left in the regular season. So this is far from the final version of what we'll see come January, more of a first draft, if you will, as all these teams fight for a better position.
And you pointed it out.
Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. And they came out of the locker trailing. Not a good way to start this second half with their first drive.
Can't imagine that the discussion at halftime encompassed this at all. In fact, I'm sure they talked about, okay, kind of wipe the slate clean, start the second half, and let's go out and play the way we know that we can. That's not a great example of it.
They didn't envision that. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
Second down. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hall.
Hey, we got to keep
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Fourth down. Here's Joe Burrow. But able to haul it in is Kittle.
And he is going to have a Jets first down as they'll get the conversion on a gain of 14.
Fourth down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. Both sides were holding their breath there on that fourth down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front. But somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
On the Jets sweep, here's Chase.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Burrow. And he'll find Hall. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 13 and 6 in the 1st and goal.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
This offense continues to be a hot knife through butter. 3 drives, 3 scores, and knocking on the door again on drive number 4.
Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding it at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just a 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances, so they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Ball again.
Fighting his way in for a Jets touchdown.
Breece Hall hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets take advantage of the field position on the turnover to cash in for 6.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it is 28-0. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Jones, nothing open downfield, so
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
it's a 40-yard punt, but they lose yardage on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And New York set to take the field.
They're obviously right now in the driver's seat, comfortably ahead. They've scored on a couple straight possessions, Charles. And, I mean, for them, I guess it's just more of the same, right? Keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's not typical for us to see games out of reach in the 3rd quarter. Right now, they're unstoppable in this one. And seeing how they just came out onto the field, it does appear like they're done scoring points in this one. They look awfully confident. They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Early down steps to put this offense in precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the 1st at the 32.
Burrow going for it on fourth. Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on fourth. First down. Here's Burrow. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down at what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Here we go.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Now it's Burrow. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
And he is going to have a Jets first down as this defense cannot come up with a play that they need. In fact, they surrender a big chunk, 17 yards there on fourth down.
Well, partner, nothing but praise from me for this offense. They have been tremendous all night long. They knew what they had to do to unlock the defense. And let's face it, this has been a master class in offensive football that we've been here to witness.
And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line.
Not a whole lot of room to maneuver there, and I think that's because everyone took care of their responsibilities, filled their gaps, held their place. No place for him to run.
Yeah, looked good. Everything got funneled to the nose tackle. They swallowed him up. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough.
2nd and 6 from the 10.
On the give, this is their fullback. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Here we go.
The offense on third down tonight, they're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he will be very close to a first down. I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he is in. Touchdown, New York.
His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year and 4th overall. And the Jets look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Well, Charles, they had the comfortable lead, and now it's even more comfortable. Another score here in the 4th quarter to grow that lead.
But I think your initial reaction is surprise when you see a team piling it on this late in the blowout. But there are plenty of coaches who also think that if you pull up completely and stop trying to play the game, it shows disrespect to their opponent. so they don't want to embarrass them. They continue to let their players go for it.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Throwing Jones. And he wisely will throw that one away.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Well, it's obvious, but I can't help but say it here. It's never a good day when the opposing defense has more sacks than you have points. The win seems likely, but this defense is still playing for something here. They see that 0 on the scoreboard, and they don't want that to change.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away.
And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time.
And they will take over 1st and 10. They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. They'll start on the ground. Hall.
And he'll take it across the 50 and into New England territory.
87 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's going on.
Here we go. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away.
Hall again on 2nd down.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line.
And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one.
We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough.
Here's Hall again.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
A handoff for Hall.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
They'll run with Hall.
And he's got the 1st as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. While you forced turnovers, you didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
And, Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's all the stuff that we saw happen today. Those are statistics, numbers, the whole deal. But my question is, how does one team come ready to play, and the other one, obviously, not ready at all?
Well, I mean, I obviously don't have an answer to that, but that was the story from the get-go. One side was awake and ready, and the other just seemed to sleep.
So for the Jets, the win moves them to 12-1 now on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for New England, it's going to all but eliminate them from the playoff picture as they fall to 5-8. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in New Orleans against the Saints.